Hello, survivors, and welcome to another Soulstone Survivors Path of Ascension video. In today's video, we are going to be playing on the Paladin with his new weapon. The weapon itself is called the Dawnbreaker's Mace, which gives us Fissure Strike as well as Staggering Blow. Fissure Strike just causes dazed on enemies. Staggering Blow converts all dazed to disorientated and deals extra damage based on how many stacks of dazed are on the enemy. So very nice stacking one, very similar to the Noxious Shot on the Sentinel, but we are going to be playing on the Paladin. These are our runes. We've got Multicast Mastery, Critical Mastery, Weapon Expert, Vulnerable Exploit, and then Purity. We are going to be playing a Dazed Disorientated build only, and then the Vulnerable Exploit is unlocked in the Paladin skill tree himself. So it is the first rune that you get, and then the rest of them you've already got unlocked just from achievements and playing the game. So let's get straight into it on the Caves of Delzog on the maximum difficulty. Let's see what we can get. We do want to go to the bottom right or top right or bottom left. We want to make sure that we don't activate the Easter or the Caves event. It's not the Easter event, it was just the event in the caves, the Cobalt's Treasure. And our passive requires us to stand in these circles over here. They are very, very small. It would have been nice if we could have added even more area of effect to it. I do know in the skill tree you do increase the area of effect with more prestige levels and filling out the Paladin's skill tree. But one tip or trick that I can say or give you is in the very, very beginning for the first set of bosses, the best thing to do is to not fill up the gorge all the way. What we're going to do is wait for all of the bosses to spawn, and then we'll grab that, or even just before they spawn. So you can keep an eye on the number at the top over there. As soon as you get to about 370 or so, you can grab the upgrade or the passive just to grab yourself that extra bonus for the bosses, and then you can try and keep repeating that and doing that, and you'll see it will be a very, very big upgrade to everything. The stats wise, you get crit damage, you get pushback resist, you get damage, 95% increased damage, you get armor, cast frequency, movement speed, and even area. So very, very, very big upgrades from his bonus, but very difficult to get right when there's too much going on. So you do want to just make sure you do it when the boss spawns. So we're looking for everything that's dazed. Lightning Bolt is very, very strong. I enjoy the skill a lot. We don't need any of these Fateful Strikes or anything like that. We are looking purely for multicast, area, multicast, perfect. I mean, Brittle would be fantastic, but again, we're not looking for anything but dazed damage. So we are looking for every single skill that is dazed, and that's just going to help us with our Staggering Blow's damage. So Staggering Blow needs a little bit more area of effect so that we can hit quite hard with the dazed. We did go and destroy the pylon over there, so that's fantastic. And then one buff that we are looking for isn't actually might. We will be looking for arcane power instead. So we will be not locking our skills just yet. We will be taking some different skills as soon as we get them. So I think Thunderclap instead of Thunderstrike, although Thunderstrike does have the stun on it as well, and we've already got the conversion from Dazed to Disorientated with Staggering Blow, so it might come in handy having that instead of Thunderclap. We are going to take a Chain Lightning over here just so we don't have to reroll just yet, and then we can maybe make that arcane power, and we'll keep the might. So that's perfectly fine. We can go multicast for electricity. Every time we see a common upgrade to crit, we are going to grab it because that's going to be huge. Cast frequency is really big over here. Exposed weakness is fantastic. One of the best upgrades we can see. Over here we're going to grab the movement speed because we don't want to keep Chain Lightning. and then area of effect for staggering blows. So we're not going to upgrade Chain Lightning, we're not interested in that as a skill, but it would be quite handy to have if you are happy with everything that you've got over there. But over here we're going to grab the upgrade now, because as you can see the bosses did spawn. Now obviously the first set of bosses are always going to be the easiest, and we will always just destroy them completely. So don't take that as like a, oh well, we destroyed that, we're going to destroy absolutely everything. It doesn't always work that way, unfortunately. We did also have our passive timed impeccably over there. We will try and get it timed to be the exact same again, but unfortunately it's not as easy as you know, the farther into the match that you go. So do keep that in mind. Here's our arcane power, so that's perfect. That is fantastic. We can actually banish Leviathan as well, and then we can now skip all active skills. We can grab the movement speed, crit multi, damage increase for slam, which is fantastic because both of the new skills are slam. And then over here we have to reroll because we don't want any of those, and we're going to go for the potency and the that, and then area of effect on the thunderstruck. So getting ourselves a rare damage number over there is fantastic. And now we just got to keep our eyes out for the passive over here. You can go into it just before it despawns and it still counts as being in it. You don't have to be in it for a set amount of time or anything like that, like the spell blades. You just have to stand in it at the very end. And as you can see, we do have it up again for the bosses as soon as they spawn. So we are going to activate it now because they should spawn any second. I could have mistimed this, but at least we can, you know, grab more of it if we do stand in it again. It does help refresh it. So as long as we can stand in it, we should be good. It's still got a lot of it active, which is fantastic. And we've already killed one of the bosses, two of the bosses now. So as long as we are close to them and we can hit them with the staggering blow, they have no chance of surviving any of our damage. So another 10 levels over here. Gonna go for there, go for that. Damage over there. Oof, this one's quite difficult. Over here, I think that the cast frequency is slightly more important. Go for the crits over here. We do need the crit. Go here, cast frequency more important. I think movement speed is important over here, and then we can re-roll this one and grab the critical damage. So let's go and destroy the pylons. If you are happy to play the games without destroying the pylons, then by all means don't worry about them. I just think they put a lot of area of effect down on the floor, and because we do need to stand in a specific spot at a specific time, it is just really good for us to ensure that those pylons are destroyed, so there's less AoEs for us to have to worry about. So a lot easier to grab your passive when you are running, you know, destroying all of these pylons and getting rid of them. So we nearly have the next lot of bosses spawned. So we do have to just keep an eye on the number over there. We only need one more passive to get them to spawn. I mean, for our passive to spawn, we only need one more of the angels things over there. Our crit chance is very, very low, so we do need a lot more crit. That was very, very good. 100% chance to deal, that could be a bait, so we are going to grab the, oh man, you know, this feels like it's very much a bait, but it could be quite strong. At least for the mobs, so we will grab it. I don't want to grab it yet. Oh man, that was a mistake. I think that's going to put us over the time, unfortunately. So we are going to have to try and grab more of the passive along the way. Hopefully we can get it soon. Man, why did it spawn there in such a bad place? Alright, we got one chance. Nope, we don't have any chance. Okay, we have no passive over here. But as you can see, we destroy the bosses so nicely that we actually don't need it. Very, very nice for this character. We do, unfortunately, that was a badly timed interaction with the the Eternal Guardian, the Elder Guardian over there, the Eternal Guardian. And now we can start stacking our passive again, and we should be able to get the fourth wave of bosses at the right timing, hopefully, and not mess it up. But again, we are very, very strong with this Dazed build, where we don't have to necessarily worry about that. So again, over here, we can actually... Ooh, no, we don't want that. We're going to multicast over there, some movement speed. We're going to go for the damage. Damage from Staggering Blow. That's just going to make it do even more damage. And let's just keep going from there. Alright, passive. Yes, thank you very much. Just destroy all of these golems because they do hurt quite a lot. Grab that. We only need 2 more of them. Hopefully, see, like this over here shouldn't be a thing where it's so close to terrain, or sometimes half of it will actually be in the terrain, and that's just not cool. Did we manage to get that in time? No, we didn't. And the bosses are about to spawn, which is actually pretty good. That means we get it in time for them. Let's go look for the bosses over here now. We kind of just got to look for the beams that are trying to kill us, and that's them. So really nice that she did a Kamehameha over there so we could find her and also whack her without worrying about the prophetess hitting us back. So we're in a fantastic spot. We've only got 1 set of bosses left. Obviously, if we did corner ourselves, we would probably be finished the run already, but you wouldn't have had all of your passives up like we have had them now, or things like that. You wouldn't be able to charge it as many times if you go for a quicker run. So that is something to keep in mind. Obviously, it is on timers and things like that, so we do have to be wary of that. So grab that, movement speed, nice multicast on physical damage, that's fantastic, and let's keep going. It wasn't multicast, sorry. It was multicast, never mind, a nice legendary multicast. Sometimes I just assume things are what they are and not actually read them properly. It's a very bad habit of mine, unfortunately. We did grab the last passive upgrade over there. That's going to be the last one of the run. We will try and keep it alive by running into the passives themselves, but as you can see, it is very difficult to stay in there without taking damage for free. So very, very difficult. I would say you could go for like Exorcism or something like that as well. Unfortunately, Exorcism did get a heavy nerf to it, so the healing you get from it is not as good as it used to be. So just something to keep note of. Exorcism unfortunately did get heavily nerfed. You have to hit 4 enemies at least to get like 4 healing or 3 point something healing from it, where before it was 0.5 per enemy hit. So this time you're only going to get about 6 healing from hitting 8 enemies, where last time you would have got 4 healing, but it was a definite where it didn't matter how many enemies were around you, you would have healed. But anyway, there we go. Fissure Strike, Staggering Blow, dealing a lot with Lightning Bolt, my 3 favorite skills that are dazed right now. Lightning Bolt's one of my favorite skills, deals massive amounts of damage, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.